Hello, friends. Is it?
Wow.
That's it. That's it. That was all of it.
This is
Thank
scheduled
you for
for 3
stream.
hours.
This is it. We're just gonna sit here and
Thank you.
stare at you so much. Welcome to our live stream of an actual play of The Excellence by Ninth Level Games. We are super excited to be here tonight. I have 4 delightful princesses from the far-flung corners of the world. Several of them are coming to you from Australia.
I need to jump in for a second. I'm so sorry.
What?
No. Hey, Bree, Alex is Rachel and Rachel's Alex.
Yeah. That's true.
Isn't that what we're doing today, Alex?
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
Rachel?
I mean,
Full
yes, Rachel.
opportunity.
Rachel.
The Australian contingent seems to be confused on who they are at the moment.
What we do in Australia, we swap names every now and then.
It's
Yeah,
down
well,
under,
I
guys.
mean,
It's reversed.
you guys share.
We can all be princesses. We can all be named Alex. It's
Oh,
We
okay.
are all
There we go.
tonight. We are all Alex.
I don't think my
Everyone
brain can
knows.
handle that.
Oh no. Are
They
we?
fixed it.
Are we back? We did it. That
Yay.
was your first test. You passed it. Good job. So I'm gonna let everybody. My name is Sarah Moore. I am going to be your Princess GM tonight. I'm going to hopefully not scare any of these princesses off. We'll see what happens. We'll see. I'm gonna go around. I want everyone to introduce themselves and then also who their princess is.
All
So
right.
let's start over with Alex.
Hi, everyone. I'm Alex Abrate. I am the CEO of Level Up Dice. You guys have probably seen me a lot on this channel. And today, I am playing Joya, who is the Snowflake Princess of the realm of the first Snowflake of Winter. Do you want me to go through my helmet and everything else? My crown and all
What is your favorite part about your princess?
Well, my favorite part about the princess is that I'm all about that joy, that feeling of supreme emotion. In fact, joy is the only emotion out of every single human emotion that hasn't got a counterpart. You know, you can have happiness and sadness, but there's no opposite of joy. So it's pure joyness. That's
Proof
my-
positive. You don't live in America right now.
PSA.
I'm going to try to bring the joy to everyone in America.
Yes, please beam it through the computer. We could all use a touch of it.
We all use a little. We're excited.
Great. Anything else that you would like to share? Perhaps what your princess's special animal companion is?
For sure. So my best friend is a small snow cloud called Puffy, who comes around everywhere with me and usually spits out a bit of snow once in a while, but otherwise just hangs around and keeps me cool. So I'm not a big fan of the heat too much. I have an icicle crown made of real icicles, not the fake ones you can get in the store as well. And I have a sword, which I don't. Maybe I'll bring it on screen later, but it's called the Blizzard Sword, and it's made up of tiny blizzards all moving really, really fast, making it look like a solid sword.
Nice.
That sounds like it could be very effective in the right situation. Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
Like in Australia where it's always hot.
Right. I'm going to scoot over to Rachel. Rachel, please tell us about your princess.
Hello. My princess is Princess Ella. She's the princess of the realm of freshwater salmon. Yep. I actually got our artist to draw this yesterday.
Awesome!
You should have seen the inspiration I gave her. It was terrible. But she turned it into this.
That's
So this
stunning.
here is my crown. It's yeah, it's there. And this is my sword here. It's just, what did I write? I wrote very large, wet, smelly salmon that goes slap. And here's, I can't go backwards. Here's my beast friend, an oversized, overstuffed, sentient teddy bear. He loves salmon, but he can't eat them. And
Oh,
here he is.
Oh, yay! Love it.
And I'm a tough princess.
You are. Very tough princess. Scooting over to Chris.
I am Chris O'Neill from 9th Level Games. And tonight I'm going to play Black Licorice Princess. And he is the princess of unloved Halloween King. He has a black licorice whip. And his BFF is 3 kittens in a costume. Literally 3 kittens that stack up on top of each other and wear different costumes.
What costume are they currently in?
They're currently the Grim Reaper.
Perfect.
They're currently the Grim Reaper.
Great.
I think their names are Kit, Cat, and Kit.
Oh, 2 kids.
But they're pronounced differently.
This is my brother Kitten Kit and my other brother Kitten Kit.
Perfect. Lovely. All right, and then moving on to our last princess. Please introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Adriel Wilson, also of 9th Level Games, and today I will be playing Trash Animal Princess, and they are the princess of, like, trash and recycling and urban wildlife and stuff. And my best beast friend is Litter, a raccoon. And you will find Trash Animal Princess in our new Princess Diary as one of the example princesses.
Okay. So, hold on. Making a note of all of my princesses. So, I figured, yes, bring her up. She's glorious. Who is the artist that made that for you, Rachel?
Yeah.
Safi, who
Yeah, I was
is
gonna
part.
say, where's Safi?
Yeah, who's part of Level Up Dice. Oh, by the way, I hail from Level Up Dice. I did not say that. I just went straight into salmon.
Well, it's very
Straight
salmon's
into
very
salmon.
exciting. Yeah. I don't. If Safi is open for commissions or anything, could we? I'd like to credit her in some way, if possible. Are they open for commissions?
I think she's got a lot of workload at the moment.
I think so.
Oh,
They have her under the palm.
That's Alex is saying, don't you dare.
Don't distract Safi.
Sorry. Apologies. I was misinformed. Don't you dare ask her to do anything for you. Big thumbs up. Okay, and with that in mind, we're gonna go ahead and just dive right in. So, this starts as some things often do, at a lovely princess brunch. Once a month, the 4 of you meet for brunch. You trade which castle that you go to. And this particular brunch happens to be at Ella's castle. So Ella, could you tell us what you would serve for brunch?
I would serve salmon.
Yeah.
Nothing but salmon. I don't know if anyone's
salmon.
watched the series of Unfortunate Events on Netflix, but there's a bit where they go to a restaurant and everything is salmon. That's it.
Great.
Think of that scene. That's it.
There's
I
a
love the
lot
color
of
on the wall.
forms.
What do you call
It's-
that color?
It's called green.
Oh. Excellent.
To set off the salmon, so you know where to stop.
That's right.
Yeah.
We only
Yeah.
eat the salmon. Don't
Yeah.
decorate with the salmon. So one of the things that you have noticed is the last couple of weeks, you haven't been getting a lot of sleep. You can't get a lot of rest. And you started noticing it sort of around your princessdoms, kind of everywhere. So everybody who helps you in your castles is starting to be, they're starting to kind of doze off in the middle of the day. it's actually happening right now. Ella had decided that she thought it would be very cool to give you all some salmon flavored soda.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's the newest thing, and she's very excited about it. And she has a big like big tray of these in bottles that are shaped like salmons, which is very cool. And the person who is bringing them out is one of the girls from the kitchen, and she's starting to kind of doze off as she's coming in, and it's getting a little dicey.
Oh no, my salmon drink. Can I go
Maybe
and try and like save it?
Yeah,
I mean, are we all here?
you're all there. Yeah, you're sitting around the table.
Yeah,
What would
we
you like
should
to do?
help.
We should
Yeah,
probably
definitely.
like go and make sure the salmon drink doesn't get spilled all over my salmon floor.
All right. So what are you doing? Are you going to grab them? Are you trying to wake her up? What's your
I'll
plan?
just grab the tray. Someone else
Great.
can wake her up.
Okay.
I will try to grab the servant girl to stop her from hitting the floor.
Okay.
I will attempt to support Princess Ella when she grabs the tray.
And
I'm gonna go ahead. Sorry, Adriel.
oh, I was just gonna say, I will help Licorice, Black Licorice Princess, keep the serving girl from falling.
So I feel like you are defending things here. You are defending either the servant girl or you are defending the salmon drinks
It's busy.
And
It's
the
gotta be
salmon
good.
floor.
and the salmon floor. We're defending lots of salmon things. So I would like a sword roll from everyone who is helping.
Well, I failed.
I succeed, and it's also my crown,
Oh,
I get
which
a
is
crown.
a tiny witch's hat.
yeah. It's an amazing crown. So Rachel, you said you failed. Ella
did.
failed her roll.
I did.
What did you
And I got a
get?
crown as well.
I got an 8.
And I succeeded. I got a 5.
And I got a
Okay.
4 crown.
Crown. All right. So let's start with the unloved Halloween candy princess.
Yes.
What did you use the power of your crown to? How'd you use it?
I knew I wasn't going to get there in time.
Mhm.
So instead, I took off my crown and reached inside and grabbed some candy dust to hold them up. As we all know, that's the thing that candy does. It keeps you up.
Yeah.
Usually at night, but sometimes from falling.
Sure. Yeah. It sort of props the servant girl up. Joya, how did you use your crown to save the salmon drinks?
So my crown shot off a bunch of icicles and flew down to where the tray was falling and acted as legs, keeping the tray from falling onto the ground.
Okay. Ella was startled by this and she fell down.
I did.
She is on the ground currently. And the trash animal princess, what did you do? What did you roll? You rolled a success, you said?
Yeah, I did. I rolled a 5. I see that unloved Halloween candy princess's candy is keeping this serving girl up, so I'm sort of just like wandering close to her, holding my hands up just in case.
Okay. You manage to sort of she wakes back up. She reaches down and eats a little bit of the candy dust, just sort of absentmindedly, kind of wakes herself back up and just, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to cause a mess. I just I haven't been sleeping at all. I have been having the worst dreams. And they've been keeping me up all night.
Oh no.
What do you
kind
have
of
in dreams
dreams? Yeah.
Yeah.
I keep having the same dream about a big, scary horse. And he is eating everything, and he's getting closer and closer to me. And I've had that dream every night for 2 or 3 weeks now.
That sounds like a very scary dream.
Very scary. I thought I liked horses. I was mistaken.
Or maybe just this horse. I'm sure you still like horses.
That could be.
Does it look like a horse you know?
No, it looks like it's much bigger than a regular horse, and it has like glowy eyes and kind of like fangs.
Oh.
Wow.
Did you say fangs or things?
Fangs. But I
Fangs.
guess
Okay.
I guess you could call them things. They're like pointy mouth things, if that's what you want to call them. That's fine too.
I was writing a note and I heard and things and everyone went, oh, and I was what did I miss?
You know, and some stuff
Stuff.
happened. Fill in the blank.
Fang, glowing eyes and fangs. Well, this sounds up my alley.
Very scary. You know, I don't want to sound crazy, but I was talking to one of the other girls in the kitchen. They said they had the same dream.
Really?
With the
Yeah.
same
Blackwater
horse?
Salmon Princess, have you been having this dream?
Have we been having this dream?
Yeah.
I don't know that you remember. Why don't we do a heart roll to see if you can remember your dreams?
No.
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 No one remembers.
It's too
What
horrible
about-
to remember. Giant.
No.
No, you don't remember. You know that you haven't been sleeping well, but you're not remembering anything when you wake up.
Is there anyone else around at the moment? Any other helpers?
Oh, sure. Yeah. There's sort of people going about their business all over the castle. So there's
I will,
definitely more people around.
I will jump onto the closest chair and go, people, has anyone else had a horse dream recently?
It's my favorite way to address a room. I'm gonna start doing it from now on.
I can't wait for an opportunity to just be like, ladies and gentlemen,
Excuse me.
friends,
Have you had a horse dream?
has anyone had a horse dream recently?
Well, my favorite cereal has that seahorse dreams cereal with the marshmallows. So
Delicious.
Yeah.
Yeah. So almost everybody is
Sweet
sort of
seahorse
like they look around, kind of hesitantly raise their hand, like, I've had one. It's pretty much everybody that heard you.
Which is
This
every
isn't
fun.
good. I think everyone's having the horse dream except for us.
Except for us.
Or if we don't remember, I mean, it's not like we've been sleeping particularly well.
I mean, I think I
Not the thing
remember
I
a
expected
giant
to
horse
say.
with fangs.
Yeah.
Not a thing I expected to say in an excellence game, but we might have to flatliners this.
I mean, I support any any plan that you make.
Are we
Like
going down the
pounding.
flatliners line?
Any plan that involves Keeper Sutherland
Yeah, obviously.
and Oliver Platt,
Can't go
Julia
wrong.
Roberts, and Kevin Bacon, I believe that was the
Yes, definitely Kevin Bacon.
and Julia Roberts, right?
I think so.
Crazy.
Sarah,
Yes.
as luck would have it.
Oh no.
My book is called The Book of Hopes and Dreams. It
Oh.
contains, it contains all hopes and dreams in the world.
Look
It
at
sure
that.
does.
Perfect.
So, could I open up my book and see if I can identify this horse with fangs dream?
You sure can.
Look at that.
Give me a book roll.
Oh, that's a 1.
That's awkward.
I looked to Puffy, but I don't think Puffy can read very well.
Puffy's trying. Puffy swoops in and gets between you and the book and starts anxiously snowing on it.
Oh,
Unfortunately, like shaking and like
The
snowing.
seams.
It's like, I'm helping.
Look what I can do. Yeah.
Oh,
So
Puffy.
as you're looking through the book, Puffy's sort of going back and forth, getting in your way. You're noticing actually that several of the pages in the section about dreams are blank.
That's not usual.
Okay. Let's fill those pages.
Just start writing stuff in.
And
Were they-
no one had any more dreams, and everybody was happy.
Well, the end of the
actually,
adventure. Thanks, guys.
That's called the Blizzard Dream. All you see is white.
Oh, look at you. That's Puffy's favorite page.
That's it.
Keeps going back.
Yeah, there's just 10 pages in a row that are just white, but to you, they're all very detailed pictures.
Yep,
'cause
I remember this one, and I remember this one. Oh, this one really
Oh, what a
brings
great
back
day.
memories. Yeah,
My favorite dream.
there was a southwesterly that day.
Yeah. If you keep turning, there's more and more pages that are blank in there that were not blank before.
That's really unusual,
Oh,
guys. Something's happening to the dreams.
Ooh. Is the horse eating the green? Is the horse eating the dreams?
I hope not, because dreams are one of the best things about
We
life.
might have to go into the dream world and try and save the day.
I just said that.
When you say it like that,
Why flatliner it? Wasn't that apparent?
I thought that was Inception. Flatliners, right? Flatliners.
the
when you
flatliners is
die.
when they die and then come back. Yeah.
yeah.
Yes.
It's all of them. Do all of it.
They're all. I mean,
If you
Flat
put
Inception.
flatliners into Inception,
yes. If you, the difference is in flatliners, you kill people, which we're not going to do because
No.
that's ridiculous. But we could
that's
go to
the crazy
sleep.
part of that plan.
I think what we want to do is 2 of us should go to sleep, and the other 2 should stand watch.
As you're discussing this, the door bursts open, and in comes a very ragged, like dirty-looking sheep.
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 And he comes running in, and he says, "Princesses, help!" He comes right up to you and runs all the way up and is panting. And
No.
help, please!
What's
wrong
going
with
on,
everyone?
little sheep?
You're so fluffy.
Just start petting. My name is Brad, and I work up in the dream fields. And someone has been stealing all of the good dreams before we can harvest them to send them out.
Oh,
Is-
Brad.
So,
Yes.
what are you sending out instead?
We don't have anything to send out except for nightmares.
Oh no. Do nightmares have fangs?
Sometimes
Hmm.
we only have, that's all that's left in the fields. You know how the dreams fall from the sky, and then
Yeah.
That's just
me and all of my sheep, we collect them and then we drop them off. And I've only been able to drop off nightmares for 3 weeks. It's very sad.
How do we get up to Dream Field?
Well, you can come with me if you want.
Oh, we can,
Are you
we,
gonna
can,
help?
we can just come? We don't have to, like, grow wings? Or
You
anything?
could try if you want, but like we could just.
It's
like,
not
just-
working.
I'll wait. I thought we'd just drive, but like,
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
Do
you
you
want
have
to
a car?
fly? Yeah, I
Wait,
mean, doesn't
who hasn't got
everyone
a
have
car?
a car? Like,
A lot
I-
of people.
sure, okay.
I usually just
Listen.
walk everywhere.
I want you guys to do your special princess thing. So, like, if I could just drive, I'll meet you there if you want to fly.
Or you could just take us there, Brad.
Yeah,
Okay, all right.
We're willing to go with you.
Can we all fit in
Except-
your car?
Sure. There's a lot of space. There's only 4 of you.
How do
I don't know
you
if you know
reach?
that.
Normally
Well,
sheep
there's-
travel in like 50 or 60, so.
Oh,
There's more like
Oh, yeah.
what? 4, 3, 7, 8, 9, 10 of us. There's 3 cats. It looks like
They're
one, but
only the
there's
size
3.
of one cat.
I feel like we can all fit. We'll all pile up. Usually, a lot of us fit in there. We have a bus. I have a bus.
Like a sheep. bus.
Because well, yeah, I mean, we have to fit a lot of us in when we go out to deliver dreams. We don't walk everywhere. This is, we live in the
The
future.
21st century.
Come on.
This is awesome, bro. What do you think this is?
Wyatt. I have a sweet, like, VW van.
Ooh, that's my favorite kind.
But this one it can actually move.
Right.
Hey,
It works.
Hey.
It's a working van.
Wow.
Let's go. Let's get in this van and let's.
Right.
Should we
Oh.
sample the salmon drink before we go? I'm really excited.
yes.
Oh yes.
Oh, yeah. Have some of the salmon drink.
Let's finish this tea party before we go.
Yeah,
sample
this is
out.
important. Brunch cannot be interrupted to save it.
Never.
You taste the salmon drink. It's terrible.
Excuse me.
It's terrible.
This sparks
If it's
so much
terrible,
joy.
I love it.
It's unloved and therefore.
So
And therefore,
This is
I
so
would like
cold.
you
I can't wait to
I would like you to picture if someone put salmon into a blender and then
Oh.
added carbonated water.
Gross.
Yeah.
What's the ratio though?
Is that gonna make a difference? It is.
Yes.
It is bubbly and fishy and a little chunky.
Oh no!
A little bit.
Those are the
But-
frozen salmon cubes.
Oh,
For ice.
God.
Gonna maintain the flavor.
I think it needs a few more years.
It's not the right vintage yet. Whoa. All
Well,
right.
if you guys
Fish
don't want it,
just
I'll
keeps
take it.
getting better, as everyone knows.
Were these salmon pre or post up the river?
I don't know that anyone has that information.
They are definitely through the blender.
They're dead.
Right, definitely through the blender. And it seems to be maybe a mixture of both raw salmon and salmon that was cooked and seasoned prior to going into the blender. It's a very strange.
Look, my
combination.
staff have not been sleeping well. Okay. Let's just go fix this.
Let's just go
And then-
figure out
and
the
then
dreams.
and then my salmon soda will be perfect again.
Yeah.
What a great idea, Ella.
Right. So are you following Brad?
Following Brad.
Yes.
Brad.
Brad's car.
Yep. Brad.
So the inside of Brad's vehicle is like it's like party bus. There's no seats in the back. There's the seats up front for driving, and then it's just like open. Got a fun disco ball in the back. It's very cushy. There's lots of fuzzy wool pillows around. Or they're sheep, you're not sure. One or
Or-
the other.
Are they bleating?
Not currently.
That's good.
Never
Okay.
know. Yeah.
Ella asks, "Are we there yet?"
Well, we haven't pulled
Start
away.
it? Oh, okay.
So no, I'm gonna start up the car and we're gonna head out. I mean, you could look out. I don't think we're there yet, though. Thanks.
Okay.
So Brad is driving you north to the dream fields. You're heading into like a mountainous region that's just north of Ella's domain. Getting away from the water now. As you're heading up, seems to be going fairly smoothly. It's getting a little bit more chilly out because you're heading up into the mountains. And suddenly the van screeches to a halt.
We don't have seatbelts on.
No, you don't. And I think I'm gonna say I need everybody to do a shoes check to see if you fall down.
I'm gonna ask if I can get advantage because I have the teardrop snowshoes, which are designed to keep me stable on the ground.
Then yes, you may have advantage.
I rolled a 4, so that is a yes.
Great.
I also succeeded.
Oh, everybody's very solid. Oh, maybe not.
No,
Uh-oh.
I got a 2 and a 1. So
Okay.
Puffy.
Puffy is helping you. Puffy is very excited about going up into a colder area and just flies right in your face. And when it slams on the brakes, you and Puffy go a tumbling, and you sort of roll into the corner. The pillows bleat unhappily because that one was a sheep that was taking a nap. You have fallen on a sheep. They're not happy with you.
I'm so
but
sorry.
Brad turns around and he says, "There's something in the road ahead of us."
What's on the road? Should we go run and look?
Yeah.
Let's go
get
and
out
look.
and investigate.
Let's run up to the front and have a look out the window.
Okay. Are you getting out of the van or are you just looking out the front?
Oh, just at the front.
Okay.
I'm gonna get out.
Okay.
I'm gonna stand up again.
I'm gonna get off this sheep. So whoever is looking into the road in front, you see like what is maybe a pillow fort, but it seems to be kind of moving a little bit. If you are on the ground, so you can be closer, you'll see that these pillows are like carrying smaller pillows, and they look pretty. They have like big angry mouths, and they're like.
Sorry.
Oh,
Sorry.
So
I wasn't sure if it was just Brian waiting to do something or if the dog was coming, and then I just saw the dog like leap over
Oh,
with
I
the
sent him-
assist.
Yeah, I sent him a message and I was just like, just put him here, but like I didn't know that was gonna happen. Sorry. But
okay.
he is very cute.
Hello, Pepper. So there's some angry. There's kind of like an army of angry pillows in front, blocking the road.
I would like to ask the pillows what's up.
Great.
Yeah, what's going on, pillows? Why are you so mad?
Nobody's sleeping anymore.
Oh.
This is our job. We have a union. Nobody's using us, and I'm mad about it. And so I think you're not sleeping. Why aren't you sleeping?
Because we're trying to fix the problem where somebody's stealing all the dreams from the dream fields before the sheep can deliver them.
Okay, but like no one is sleeping.
Yeah.
I need you to be sleeping. I haven't been slept on in 4 days.
Oh, that's
Can
right.
How am I gonna feed my baby pillows?
How am I gonna fill my pin cushions and
Heard me.
couch pillows?
Not doing any of my work.
Yeah.
We super understand and feel your pain. And I think I have a short, temporary solution to get you by until we can resolve this bigger issue.
I'm listening.
And I pick up the kittens. Because there's nothing kittens like more than to sleep on pillows.
That's true. All right, you got like a van full of them kittens, or
I got
how
3.
many-
We're gonna have to take turns. Just form a line.
Well, but then there's a couple of you. Why don't you
Yeah,
stay and sleep?
Well, we gotta go fix some
Look,
things.
leave the sheep out of this. Sorry, that was a very low priority. Couple of you. I would-
Nailed it. Okay.
Can,
I
can
mean,
we-
it's fine. You're talking to a pillow. This is like,
You're talking to a pillow.
do what you gotta do, man.
should we all just take a nap on these very hardworking pillows?
Then
Just
we
want to
might
work.
get a nightmare.
Oh, that's
Oh.
true.
But
then
maybe
maybe
we'll
this
get
time-
a clue.
Yeah, maybe we'll remember it this time if we take a nap, like right here.
I mean, don't we look
Those-
inviting? Don't you want to
Yes.
lay your head on us?
Yes.
Yes.
I got a nice soft belly. Just lay right on it.
This is making me a little uncomfortable, but you do look like I want to sleep on you.
I mean, do we need to help? We have dream dust. Will that help?
Oh, yes.
Ooh.
Let's go and flatline this.
Have you used
Nice.
Nailed
All
it.
right, one of us needs to not go to sleep.
We have pets, right? Our beast friends can stay awake.
Leave Puffy awake. They're
Mine are
all-
already asleep.
Oh,
That's true.
And
curled up.
adorably, they've just puddled at my feet, waiting for a pillow. They were offered a pillow, and then we kept talking, so they just went to sleep.
Oh no! I mean, a pillow has come under and shoved. Like they were like, yes, something sleeping, and they like went in there. Just not the pillow that you were talking to.
Sure.
The representative of the pillows, if you will.
The union boss.
The pillow's union boss, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
He speaks fluent AFL-CIO.
Yeah, I know. Listen. All right, so we can give you some sleep, some dream dust if you need it. You want us to?
Yeah.
Do you want to do
let's-
just out here on the road, like where you want to be? I want you to be comfortable. I'm a pillow.
Yeah.
Let's go in the van. We'll sleep in the
Back
van.
in the van. I do like working in vans. That's good.
Are these pillows in the van part of your union?
You got pillows in the van?
Yeah, fluffy wool ones. They might be sheep, but I thought they were pillows.
we don't cover sheep
Oh.
because that's a different union. They bring the dreams
Mm.
to us. You know, where you sleeping.
Let's go.
All right, so
Yeah.
a couple of pillows, the appropriate amount of pillows, heads in with you.
I'm asleep.
And they lay themselves out. And then they the pillow union leader. He comes around and like blows little dream dust in each of your faces, and you lay down and you go to sleep. And you seem to sort of be sharing a dream.
Oh.
You're all together in the same spot. Very dark. It's like exactly body temperature. So you're not hot and you're not cold. You're just like
Just
very
are.
still. And then off in the distance, you can hear like drum beats getting closer.
Do you all hear that? It sounds
like a
like
drum
drum
beat.
beats getting closer.
Yeah.
Can we
It's
see where
getting-
it's coming from and seeing if there's like
There's
figures?
nothing around. The only things that you can see are each other.
I try to light up the area. with my magic. My snow
All right.
magic.
Great. That feels like I would need you to roll for that. Definitely.
All right, I'm rolling for books, I believe.
Yes.
Oh, well, Fluffy's not here to help me.
Uh-oh.
Oh, our pets aren't here, right?
Yeah, your pets are circling your bodies while you're sleeping. Like,
Gotcha.
hey, guys,
I'm like,
hello.
Fluffy usually helps me with this. What am I
Yeah.
doing wrong?
Doesn't seem to be working. Could be because Fluffy can't help. Could be because magic isn't working in this realm. So the sound is getting louder and louder. And
it's-
over to the side of you, you just see two glowing eyes that are getting bigger and closer.
Uh-oh. Hey! I start yelling. Are you a horse?
Have
I
you been
get up
having
on
horse dreams?
Yeah, Rachel, you beat me to it. I was like, I get up on a nearby chair. Anybody here recently had any horse dreams?
Horse dreams. You?
I think
No?
I'm having one right now.
Yeah. Okay. Well, they do not answer you, but the eyes get bigger, they get closer, and you do start seeing the outline of a very large horse's head.
It's the horse that everyone's talking about with the eyes and the things.
The things.
The
The
things.
teeth. The
the
pointy
thing?
teeth things.
Wait,
Um,
they only see them in their dreams. Are we dreaming?
Are we dreaming? Well, we did fall asleep, didn't we?
But I
Yeah.
don't remember my dreams, and you're here, and you're here, and you're here.
You were there, and you were there.
and then there's
Maybe-
a witch that's melting. I don't know what happened. It's very strange.
Maybe it was the dream dust that we got from the pillows.
Or
That
maybe
checks out.
it's the sheep that are giving us this nightmare because they're only bringing nightmares to everyone.
Oh, yeah.
He gets closer, and it looks like it's eating this darkness, this landscape.
Should we try and attack it? I mean,
Is
we're
it
here
brighter
to.
behind it?
I pour a handful of candy corn into my hand
Okay.
and go to offer this corn to the horse.
Okay. As you approach it, it is much bigger than you thought it was going to be.
I'll just get out the whole bag of candy corn.
Okay. So are you fighting with the horse? What is your
I want to offer it the food because it's eating everything.
Okay. So I'm gonna say that feels like a heart roll.
Yeah.
And you're trying to help this creature.
I rolled 5,
Great.
which is a success.
Great. So it stops, confused, kind of sniffs around, sniffs you right in your face. Smells a little bit like brimstone.
Ooh. How do we know what brimstone smells like?
Well, I don't know.
I've definitely had some candies from Iceland that
Yeah.
taste like brimstone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It smells like this, Ella.
It smells just like what the horse is doing. It sniffs you, and then it reaches down and it eats the candy corn. It makes a very strange face.
There's something
Even
wrong with
Jack-
the horse. It doesn't like candy corn.
It starts kind of coughing a little bit. Spits out some chewed up candy corn, and it reaches down to chew on the candy corn giver. And
Yes.
as it reaches down with its mouth, and it's almost around your wrist, and it the four of you all jerk awake together.
That
was
was
a nightmare.
That was gonna eat you.
even nightmares don't like candy corn. I'm very sad.
I mean, in all fairness, you are the princess of black licorice. I'd eat you.
This is a different stream.
And if you'd like to subscribe to our own streams,
We'll talk about that later when we're doing Excellence After Dark.
this is the brief order. We are not doing Excellence After Dark, just so everybody knows that.
I couldn't write it if I tried.
All right, so
Anywho,
We're awake.
you have all jerked awake after almost being eaten by this very large, very terrifying horse with fangs. Brad is looking at you and he goes, "Hey, I'm sorry, but I also had to work, so I had to give you." That's all we had. Like, I would have given you a better flavor, but like, this is. We have so many of those. They're just like piling up.
I want to know who ordered so many nightmares and just left them on the shelf.
Yeah.
This
Well,
is a failure in the supply chain.
Normally we have an excess of good dreams, and they're just not. There aren't any left. And
So you said the good dreams come from the sky. Where do the nightmares come from?
all of it comes from the sky. All the dreams come from the sky. It's just that normally the good dreams far outweigh the bad dreams.
I
There's
turn to the
nothing
Pillow Union Master and I say, "Look,
Will you wake? You up now? But that was barely a nap.
well, we
I mean,
tried, but as you can see, we can't sleep because of these nightmares. So maybe if you come and
Right.
help us deal with these nightmares, everyone can then sleep."
Right. I can try, but like I don't have arms.
You have a face.
You're more than just a pillow. I appreciate you. You're wonderful. You can help us.
Yeah, I'm great. Let's
You
do
are.
this. What are we doing?
Let's have an army of pillows come with us in the
All right,
bus.
are we as many pillows as we can fit in the van? Don't say
Yeah.
that because like we will.
Stuff it
All
in.
right. So
It also means if the van stops quickly, everyone's safe.
Yeah.
we're safe. So so the Pillow Union leader is maybe a little overzealous, and you throw open the back of the van, and he just yells, "All right, everybody in! We need to get a lot of these sleepers!" And literally the whole van now filled with pillow. Like, you guys are like stuck against it's very comfortable, but like there is
Looks
no
awful, but
room
it's very
to
comfortable.
move. Yeah, you're all stuck. Fluffy is against the ceiling, just like snowing a little bit, but it's getting absorbed by pillows immediately. Like,
So pillows are getting wet.
yeah, a little bit. Those are. Yeah, you're all sort of separated a little bit from your beast companions. I'm gonna be honest, it's the most comfortable you've been in weeks. These pillows know what they're doing. This is-
I would like to ask the pillow closest to me
Mhm.
how it works that like the cool side is always underneath. I'm just like, why do I
Well-
have to keep flipping you over?
So, well, first of all, sometimes we can't give you all our secrets. It's a class you take at Pillow School,
Oh, okay.
and you learn how to keep your cool side away. If it's too cold, it might wake you up, and we want to be comfortable. So, like, and also when you wake up in the middle of the night, the thing that calms you down enough to go to sleep sometimes is that flipping over, and so it's
Yeah.
important to keep. We don't really have like backs. We're just sort of all one
Yeah.
thing. But like I like to keep the other side of my pillow nice and cool. Like if you reached around right now, other side's nice and cool.
Yeah, yeah. Huh. Thank you.
It's kind of magic.
Can I yell out to Brad, are we there yet?
You know, when I came to get you, I didn't realize that you were so like impatient. I'm going. We needed all the pillows to clear, and now I'm trying to go, and Yes, fine. We're there. Ah. the van stops. Even though he said, yes, fine, we're there, it's like another hour before the van stops moving. He just told you what you wanted to hear. He didn't want to yell back anymore. So you can't see out of any of the windows. So, like, the van stops, and you someone opens the back door, probably Brad, no one knows, and the pillows start like tumbling out, and they come out and on their little pillow equivalent feet, and they get out of your way, so you're able to exit the van, and you are at the dream fields.
Ooh, what do they look like?
Wow.
Sorry.
There you go.
So you don't remember it being night, but it seems to be night here. And it is the most beautiful, like, star-filled sky that you've ever seen. Maybe even, like, something that's kind of equivalent to the Northern Lights. Like, it's just this beautiful, and there's all these shooting stars coming down. And they're falling into the dream fields, and you'll see one come down, and then you'll see like a little sheep figure from far away, because they're huge fields, like scurry out and grab it. And then they come back.
I asked the closest sheep, was that a good dream or a nightmare that just fell?
I don't know. It's hard to tell. The problem is they look like they're good dreams when we bring them in, and then we put them in our bins. You know, they have like big mine cars off to the side that they can go on tracks. They fill them all up with everything, and then by the time we're done filling them up, we look back in there, and all that's left are the nightmares.
Are the nightmares eating the good dreams? Are you putting them in the same buckets, baskets, carts?
They don't get sorted until we get back to the warehouse where we store all the dreams. There's not time to sort them here. We just grab them as they come in and put them in there, and as soon as it's full, then they head over to the warehouse. But we've never had a problem before having them all in the same place.
Mm-hmm.
Can you take us to one of these carts?
Oh, sure. I mean, I don't think they're very exciting. It's like you could look at them.
Preferably with one that has dreams inside it.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Do you want to sit in them? I like to sit in them sometimes.
Let's sit
Is
in
that what you want to do?
Yeah.
That's great.
I do want to put the kittens in one and take a picture.
Oh, yeah. You gotta do it for the gram, right?
Grams,
Yeah, for sure.
Hashtag.
For your cat's Instagram account. I got it. I understand.
I don't have an Instagram. The
No.
cat.
Obviously, the cats do. Kit and cat and
Kit.
Kit. Mm-hmm. Sure. I'm going to be very disappointed if there's not at least some artwork of now Kit and Cat and Kit in different costumes to put on Instagram. Just letting you know, should be a spin-off for 9th level games. Anyway,
Kit and Cat and Kit.
so they bring you. This sheep brings you over to one of the like mine carts, like very think like Snow White mine cart, and it has these like little glowing that look like little pieces of ore, but the light kind of pulses on them, and there's a handful of them on the bottom.
Which ones are good and which ones are nightmares? Asks Ella.
Well, I appreciate that Ella asks in the third person always. It's a delightful thing about her. I like it. So usually there's ones that are really soft, glowing yellow and glowing pink, and those are different kinds of good dreams. And then there's the glowing green and the glowing purple are the nightmares.
What do they smell like?
You can pick one up and smell it if you like.
I'm gonna do that.
Okay.
Both the answer of Trash Animal Princess and the answer of Adriel Lee Wilson.
So I'm gonna smell it. This is what I would do.
I would like.
Yes.
It smells kind of sulfury, little brimstoney. It doesn't smell like a thing you want to have near you.
Yeah.
And looking in there, there are only greens and purples in the bottom of this.
Can we see another cot that's close by and see if they're full of green and purple as well?
Sure. So you go to, he takes you to the next one over. Is this not, you don't like this for your cat's Instagram? Is this not a good one?
It's great for the cat's Instagram.
Okay.
I've completely lost the train of what we're doing.
No, you.
But I'm so
Taking
into the cat.
photos for the gram.
You're just like snapping pics.
Yeah. Yeah, you're getting some really cute stuff, let me tell you.
I'm very excited.
One sort of like batting a nightmare around, which is
Oh yeah.
it's precious. I don't know that they'll sleep well later, but like it's super cute. So you move to the next cart over. You have to walk a little bit, and as you're going, you see that there's more dreams falling and more workers going out to grab it. And in the next one, it's just greens and purples again.
Hey, friends, what if we try and catch them ourselves and hold on to one of the dreams and see if we can see what happens?
Let's
Well,
try
a good
that.
dream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we can
I'm gonna-
watch if it stays or not, or whether it gets infected when we put it into a
Mr.
cup.
Pillow Union, can you help us catch these? I'm not very good at catching, so.
Oh, sure. I mean, the fields, they look a little squishy, and I don't know, like, how far out we can go, but I'll try it. You promised me a lot of people sleeping, and I like that, so let's go.
And I heard that squishy plus squishy equals better squishy, so.
I don't know that I've heard that, but I'm willing to give it a shot.
I don't know if I've heard that.
This pillow is maybe my favorite NPC I've ever played. I'm just gonna say it.
This pillow is awesome.
He's ridiculous.
I want to know the whole story of this, this pillow that's come from the other side. The guy from the south.
I promise post stream that I will write a short story about this pillow, and you can.
I mean, I used to have like a regular job type job, but now, I'm doing the union. I don't see
Listen,
it all. I don't
this
do a
is
thing.
important. I'm standing up for all my people's rights, and I want them to have a lot of things that I never had growing up when I was a tiny pincushion. All right.
Catchphrase, everyone has a cold side.
That's right. Come discover your cold side here with the Pillow Union. So this Pillow Union leader, he starts forging out into the fields, but the fields are like legitimately kind of boggy. And so he doesn't get very far before he starts sort of sinking a little bit.
Oh, I'm gonna go
He
pull
goes-
pillow leader out.
Yeah. He goes,
Yeah.
oh, listen, I feel like if I had a butt, it would be like in this bog right now, and I really appreciate. I could use a little help. I don't have hands to pull myself out. This is a real problem. And he's just like, now he's like halfway into the bog. Like,
Yeah, no, I'm
just-
gonna run out. I'm gonna run out and pull the pillow up.
Oh, goodness. Thank
Pull
you.
him out of the bog.
I feel like maybe you should do a shoes check.
I am wearing sneakers, and this
Oh.
seems like the kind of,
Sure.
activity that would be good. And no,
You would think that.
you would think that, but I rolled 2 2s. I rolled absolutely the literal only thing that I couldn't roll. A 1, a 3, a 4, a 5, or a 6 all would have been somehow successful.
Yeah, but no.
But I
Yeah,
rolled
too.
2 2s.
Cool. So the problem is you step out and one of your sneakers is sort of like sucked down into.
Oh yeah, bocked in.
Yeah.
Pulled
Yeah.
off.
You can reach. So now you have reached the Pillow Union leader and you are hugging him, but you're both sinking.
Oh no!
I'd like to go and try and do the same thing, and I'm barefoot, so I have no shoes to lose.
Great. I can't wait. Give me a shoes roll.
No.
All right. So now there's 2 of you hugging a pillow and slowly sinking into
Slowly
the
sinking.
All right, guys. This is why you wear teardrop snowshoes.
Mm-hmm.
I am gonna walk in there and try to save them.
This is where we.
Hey, listen, it's real nice that you're hugging me, but I feel like this is the problem. If I had a mouth for real, I don't know that I could be talking right now. So I think it would be maybe under some sort of mud stuff.
Joya, what if we get sticks instead and we try and pull Ella and Unloved Halloween Princess and the Pillow Union boss out with sticks?
Well,
Yeah, listen to you know what? This is great. If I gotta go, I'm getting hugged by 2 princesses and like
That's the
I've
way to
had
go.
a good life, you know? I made a lot of difference for my people and now
Flashback to an early day. Pillow boss getting his cards read by an old witch woman at the fair.
this is how you will die. And you know,
Put the
and then
quarter-
she told
put the
me
quarter in the Zoltan machine.
and she said
How
you're
you
gonna
will die.
die in a bog with 2 princesses. And I was like, that's insane. That's never gonna happen.
Doesn't make any sense at all. Beware
Like-
being hugged by 2 princesses.
And yet here I am. Right, yeah. I mean, when would that happen? But it's all right.
It's
Wait,
all
you guys are all still sinking.
So we're singing.
sticks are good,
Whatever
but
you wanna
I'm
do.
gonna walk through the bog with my squishy big shoes.
Right, right, come on,
Okay.
shoes.
All
I
right,
believe in your shoes.
I do too. That's an advantage, right? Because they're designed to.
You
be
have
squishy.
advantage? Yep.
That's 2 3s.
Yay.
All right, you did it. Let me tell you what, it wasn't pretty. But you did make it. You made it over there and you pulled it and they make this weird squishy like coming out of the bog.
A squelch.
Yeah. You're pretty dirty from like the waist down. The pillow had a waist, it would be waist down as well. Sort of like this weird
What a waste.
like peat bog kind of goo on you.
Oh, Pete Bonko.
You guys are matching. This is wonderful.
Yeah.
My dress. My salmon colored
Oh.
dress.
Well, now it's kind of green. It looks nice on you. Listen, this is great. And like I also have like a green dress on, I guess. A skirt. Never had a skirt before. That's kind of cool.
Looks really good on you.
Can we possibly ask Brad to
Sure.
run out and catch one? since we can't go and catch one.
Brad was kind of sick of your shit.
Uh-oh.
So like he let you just like there are paths that are very safe in the bog, but he was like,
Oh, were
no,
they?
you go ahead. He wouldn't have let you sink, but like he was like, man,
This is for the gram.
yeah,
These
for
idiots.
there. Did you get your selfie? Okay. Yeah, Brad did take a couple of pictures of you while you were in the bog.
That's
He's
even
just
that's
like-
great from my perspective.
Yeah.
All grams are good grams.
He'll send it to you. He'll tag you in it, and your cats were napping while it happened. And so he
It's a series of great cat puddle pictures. Cats are in the front, perfect, and in the background, everyone's like,
yeah, that's exactly what's happening. I'm just making a note for no reason. Just don't worry about it.
No. Well,
Okay.
All right. So I pull you guys out of the bog slowly.
Yeah,
Thank you.
you're on safe ground, and Brad he goes running out, and you see him take this really like circuitous route and doubling back and stuff. So obviously the path is not just a straight path, and there's one coming in, like it gets really bright in the sky, and then it falls down and comes shooting in toward the bog. And so he like Brad is a very good worker, so he has figured out how to get directly underneath it, and he catches it, and it was coming in at a great speed. He catches it, and then he comes scampering back, and when he gets to you, it's this beautiful glowing pink
Oh.
color. And as he's holding it and you're looking at it, it's like something that it feels like you want to touch it, right? It just has that like that pull to it. Like it's so pretty, and you just want to like reach out. And as you're
I want to smell it.
and it currently, you can smell it from where you are. It currently smells like fresh roses, like this really light, beautiful scent. And as you all kind of are unconsciously reaching for it, the color starts darkening and it turns purple.
And it smells like brimstone.
Mm-hmm.
What did you do? I looked to the sheep.
Brad,
Caught it. You told me to catch one.
You turned it purple.
I
Brad,
didn't
think
turn
it's
it
Brad's
purple. I
fault.
can't do that.
why are we here, Brad?
Yeah, Brad, why are we here? What are we doing here? Is he with you? What are we?
Yeah, he's with us.
All right, well, he's not very nice. So,
like yourselves, he has a stated interest in preserving the sleep economy of the awesome world.
true. So, it has turned into this, and it's actually a little too hot to the touch. So he goes and he puts it in the mine cart, and every time, even when they start, they don't stay. We thought maybe if we let them touch the ground before we caught them. We can't let them be in the ground too long because the bog will suck them down, so we have to harvest them quickly. But we thought if it touches the ground, maybe if we catch it and get it into the basket immediately, that also it turns every time before we can get it to the warehouse.
I'm gonna sneakily. No, I'm going sneakily. I'm gonna actually no. I'm gonna go. Brad, are you actually a sheep? Or are you a wolf in sheep's clothing?
This is a very offensive question.
Trash Animal Princess is mortified.
See, I am
Shook.
definitely a sheep. We're all sheep.
But you said sheep. Never, this never happened before. Maybe you don't even know you're no longer a sheep.
Oh.
Well, I mean, how would we test that?
Can we get another sheep to catch it and see if it turns purple in their hands? Brad?
Sure.
Brad,
If that is your real name.
name.
Yeah, I mean, Brad's mightily offended. But yes. So he, another worker comes out, and it starts falling. Like, all right, well, we'll let him go. He's not as good as me, but like, okay. This sheep, to be fair, looks a touch derpy. Like very happy fella, but as he's running out, sort of like catches his little his feet off the thing, like oops, in a little bit of the bog, and he's kind of splashing it up everywhere on himself, and he just kind of yelling for some reason, just like joyously yelling as he's going out, careening around. It falls and it just like splats into the bog because he like kind of overshoots it a little bit, and he's like, okay, digs it out and picks it up, and he's like, I got it! And he comes running back, and he's like, it's yellow, I did it! And then as he's holding it turns green. It was yellow. You said it wasn't gonna be bad if I did it.
No one's a sheep anymore.
Wait.
So this poor kid now is having a legit existential crisis. He thinks he is no longer a sheep.
No.
He like curls up in a ball on the ground around this nightmare and is like rocking slowly and just like.
I give him a handful of Necco wafers.
Thought it was a sheep. He just shoves them in his mouth and starts chewing. It's a sheep. And everybody.
You're still a sheep.
I've always been a sheep. These are terrible, and he spits them out. I think I still am a sheep because I never liked those, and I still don't like them. He's just
That's a good reason not to like them.
Rocking and. Now I'm hugging his nightmare. It's really cold and I hate it. And he throws it.
Wait, the last nightmare was hot. There are some inconsistencies up here, Brad.
Princess Ella, would you
That's the
say,
green one.
Princess Ella, would you say that something is fishy?
Oh! Princess Ella doing finger guns in the corner for the gram.
Take a photo of me.
I figured it out. Take my picture. Yeah, so he's very sad. Brad says, hey, buddy, why don't you go, like, take a little break? You just go take a break. Maybe one of your pillow friends will let you take a nap. We borrow one of your pillow.
Any one of these fine pillows would love. You know, in fact,
they're
everybody, hey,
they're like
you know what?
pushing aside each other. Like I'm good.
I think everybody here at
totally
the Dream Factory should just take a nap for a minute.
nap. Great. And the pillows just start like running to all the shit. Like we could wherever they are, like just sliding in. Like no, I gotcha, and then just like
Just over the hill. You may take our lives, but you'll never take our sleep them.
yeah, exactly. They're just going. Except for the pillow union leader who says, you know, if I had eyeballs like I'd be crying. This is beautiful. And I appreciate you all helping us out so much. I feel like I should maybe take a little bath before anybody sleeps on me. I'm a little foggy. It's not great.
It's not great.
Yeah, I don't love it, but you know, I think it's great that these kids are getting a chance, and I love that. I think they maybe overdid it on the dream dust with these poor sheep because the sheep are like crashed out now, like super crashed out. Like, have you ever seen when an animal is so asleep that you can like pick up one of their paws and drop it and like no reaction, like that is how asleep
I
all
start
the sheep
to
are.
count the sheep.
Uh-oh.
Make a heart roll and fall asleep.
Are you trying to fall asleep or are you trying not to fall asleep? Because I'm gonna need a roll for either.
I'm gonna try to not fall asleep.
Okay, give me a heart roll then.
That's a fail. That's a 2.
Okay. You like it's like the scene in The Wizard of Oz in the poppy field. You
Yep.
are just like, oh, this is wonderful. Look at that sheep is asleep, and that second one is asleep, and the third one is asleep. And then by the time you get to like 6, you don't know how you got there, but you are on the ground. And the Pillow Union leader was like, "Yeah, it's my time," and you just slide.
Hang on. He just
Right
said,
underneath.
I'm going to take a bath before I let anyone else sleep.
Just the
I'm
dry
not gonna pass this up. He was like, I can't not like when somebody needs to sleep and you're the only pillow around, you got to do your duty. You know, it
Pillow's
doesn't
gonna do what a
matter.
pillow's gonna do.
Black Licorice Princess immediately jumps up on a stool and says, "Has anyone here recently had a horse dream? Is
Couple of
anyone
the
currently having a horse dream?"
A couple of the sheep's little, like they're running through. Maybe one of them said nay. You're not sure. They're very spread out.
I think the only time we're in face to face with this horse is when we're asleep. So maybe we should sleep and we can try again and not feed him bad stuff.
Hey!
I think at this little nap moment, because I'm looking at the time, I think we're just about halfway through. So I'm gonna say, let's take a real brief bio break, and also we're gonna show a little trailer. Okay.
See you in a minute.
Just making sure Bree is actually there. Yep.
I believe in her.
Buddy? I'm getting some water.
Bree?
Yeah.
There we go.
Hi, I'm Adriel Wilson of Ninth Level Games. I created the Excellence RPG with my good friend Chris O'Neill. It's been super successful, yay! So we're now kickstarting a third reprint, as well as some really cool princess accessories. There will be a princess diary, princess dice, a pencil case, a flower-shaped token counter, a Roll20 Excellence pack, and more. The diary will feature 6 new princesses, as well as space for 12 of the princesses that you create, and it'll come with at least 1 new adventure. We've partnered with Level Up Dice to bring you 2 levels of princess dice, high-end aluminum and oversized resin. These dice are awesome. I cannot wait to roll them. It's time to princess up your role-playing experience.
Okay. Oh, what's that? Oh. I'm a princess!
the official back song.
Yeah.
It's just one note and drawn out as long as you can. It's delightful. So when we left our princess heroes, one of us was asleep on a very dirty pillow. It's pretty gross. Not that kind of dirty pillow. Come on. And the other three of you had decided to do what?
I don't think we made a decision.
Great.
Wait, Ella had a suggestion. What
think
was
it
your
was-
suggestion?
If we're going to defeat this, we have to go into the only realm that we sought. Ooh, or something.
Yes.
Before we do that, I personally,
Mhm.
as Black Licorice Princess, know nothing about horses.
Great.
So, before we go into a dream state to flatliner a giant nightmare,
Okay.
we need to find some information. And I've never done this in an excellence game, but I kind of have a feeling like I should go change my book at the library.
What?
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
This is big.
doesn't that make sense?
It
Yeah.
does. Yeah.
Oh, we're
So
just
that would
gonna
be
leave-
in like a flashback situation? Is that what we're thinking?
I mean, it could be. Or, we could just go to the library.
Oh, so
Well-
you would be leaving the dream fields and then heading back to.
And we can't just leave Joya here
Yeah.
and all these sleeping sheep.
That's valid.
Yeah. Maybe
Alright.
you better time
Let's
travel
see.
with a flashback.
Yeah. Let's do that.
Okay.
Um, I returned earlier today.
Mhm.
I returned my book, which is called The History of Candy. And literally, it's me and Halloween Princess. It's just our names back and forth on the card.
Yep.
Black Licorice Halloween, Black Licorice Halloween, Black Licorice Halloween. And I took out a different book, and the book that I took out is called
Nay,
Horses.
sayers.
It is now. I was going to call it Horses, Horses, and More Horses, but Naysayers is fantastic.
Yeah, that's the one.
So I want to look up in Naysayers if there's anything about how to deal with a horse that is you're having problems with.
Okay. Give me a book roll.
I got a 3, which is a bunch.
Great. Yeah, that is a success. So, there's a big
That's a lot.
section on horses, that like there's a whole chapter basically on like if your horse is ill, if your horse is not being, if you can't train it properly to do what you want. This suggests that horses are very food motivated, and they like
candy corn.
I'm gonna reiterate food motivated.
Salmon's a food, guys.
Oh my god.
Do
Salmon is food.
horses eat flesh?
Yes, there are some horses that
Besides your weird Celtic horses that come from under the water.
I mean,
fine.
it wasn't wrong, though.
Adriel, I love the fact that any opportunity you get to talk about flesh-eating horses, and I didn't realize I was just giving you that opportunity.
Yeah.
But for real, in Awesome World, horses don't eat meat, right?
They just tried to eat you.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
this,
One would eat
this
anything.
one did, but
But I am delicious.
normal horses in
Fair.
Awesome World, they are more vegetarian, if you will.
Yeah.
apples are big treats. They like oats and grains. Sometimes sugar cubes, sometimes.
Sugar cubes, apples, oats.
Also soothing voices. Good for Awesome World horses.
Super
Maybe-
not mine.
Maybe some music?
Music is possible.
Or just talk like that with them? Maybe they're into that. Because we both did it. So, like, maybe?
I don't know. We will trick all of the horses into an ASMR video.
We'll just play ASMR on our phone when we get close to the horse and hope that does it.
I want you all to know that horses are okay.
Has anyone been having horse dreams?
The horse you're asking is like, that's a weird question, but sure, all my dreams are horse dreams because I am a horse.
Wait, there's a horse now? Are we talking to a horse?
No. This is just us.
We've gone on a
continuing to be
tangent.
ridiculous.
Us ridiculous.
Anyway.
Never.
So apples. Where can we get some apples or some oats?
I mean, you guys have like kitchens in your castles, right?
Yeah.
I will
I mean,
answer.
Yeah.
That my question was towards the other princesses. I was
I thought you were asking me. I was like, that seems like a weird. I mean,
Well,
I
I
was
mean, the
creating
sheep,
an opportunity for other people to talk that weren't me.
yeah,
the
got
sheep
it.
that live here must have a kitchen that they
Oh.
eat from.
Yeah.
Should we try and raid their kitchen while everyone sleeps?
Mares-
My favorite time to raid the kitchen.
Okay, but I have heard that mares eat oats and
Does
does
eat oats?
eat oats, but little lambs eat ivy. So I don't know if they're gonna have ivy and oats or just ivy in the kitchen.
We'll find out.
Yeah,
Because mares eat oats.
and
And
does.
Eat
Yeah,
oats.
yeah.
But little lambs, they eat ivy.
Yep.
Mares.
Anybody gonna wake
Wake
Joya
up, princess.
up? Or you just letting her sleep, or
Is she having
Yeah, we-
dreams? What's going on over there?
doesn't seem to be yet.
Oh.
Nothing like she's just snuggled up. She's getting a little bog on her face.
Should we try and like shake her awake?
Sure.
Should I shake her awake? Hopefully.
I'm gonna say that is a heart roll because you are using your caring.
That's a no. I need to swap
Ooh.
dice.
Okay, so you go over and you start gently rocking Joya, and unfortunately, it's very soothing, and you also fall asleep
Oh no!
Oh.
right there.
I should have slapped her first with myself, but I'll just sleep.
So you're now like spooning Joya, and you're both
Oh, yeah.
on the kind of boggy pillow, and you're
This
so
pillow
happy.
is so comfy.
It's so comfy.
It's the extra
Yeah.
bog that does it.
He is so good at his job. Like,
What's the
man.
pillow doing? Is he like, oh yeah, I'm good?
No, he's very respectful. He's quiet. He doesn't want to make noise that would wake you up. He is just in the proper shape for what you need at that moment.
Boggy
That's how
pillow.
pillows work. So. What about my two awake princesses? Are you going?
So I have a theory
Okay.
that possibly there is maybe like a blight or something wherever the dreams come from, and that when they fall, like they just turn into nightmares. I don't know why, but like, I don't know, like if we can get Ella and Joya awake, maybe we can get higher into the sky and see what's happening to the dreams where they come from.
Okay.
What do you think, Black Licorice?
I think you watch them, and then I will go see if mares eat oats or if does eat oats.
Okay.
These little lambs eat ivy.
Okay. If
And then
they
I will
do,
join you back here.
great. Bring me back some ivy as a snack.
Done.
Thanks.
Okay. So Black Licorice, you're heading into like what is essentially the employee break room.
Yeah.
There are a couple sheep here that are not asleep. They're like eating their lunch.
Are any of them eating apples or oats or ivy?
You can ask them. It's sort of nondescript. It's hard to see what they're eating.
Hello.
Has anyone had a horse dream?
Has anyone recently had a horse dream?
So, I mean, that's a weird question because we deliver the dreams. We don't have them.
Ah. Well then, are there any apples or oats here? Or perhaps, as little lambs, you only have ivy?
This is a very strange string of questioning from a stranger.
I'm Black Licorice Princess. We're not strangers.
Great.
Brad sent me.
Oh, Brad! Sent you.
Brad!
Yeah, he's great. He's employee of the month, like 6 months running. Yeah, we absolutely have. We have some apples if you want them. I mean, like technically, I think they're part of other people's lunches, but like,
I will replace all the apples with those weird things that when you see them, you think they're candy apples, but then they're just like popcorn balls on a stick. They look like candied apples, but they're not. They're definitely a very unloved Halloween candy.
Cool. It's a weird pitch, man. Yeah, I'm gonna make this a heart roll to convince them.
I am going to take advantage because my heart word is determined.
Yes.
I am determined to see this exchange through. I got a 5 out of 2.
Success. So they go, I mean, if Brad sent you, you probably have a good reason.
I do. We're trying to get the dreams back working properly.
I mean, maybe you could have led with that. That seems important. Instead of just like coming in here and asking us for apples, it was very weird.
At my foot are the 3 kittens that are currently dressed as a sheep. And they're just like, bah. You could have said something.
I know, Hey, listen, I don't want to be too forward, but your sheep is 3 kittens in a costume. Do you know that?
I don't tell them that.
Did they not know? Whoa, there's a lot of layers to unpack with that. Take the apples, man. We're good.
So I'm gonna run back down the hallway, which in my mind is all these pictures of Brad.
Yeah.
And then underneath, it's just one long continuous. And
a whole bunch of A's. Absolutely. Yeah.
Black at the bottom.
Yeah. He's very valued around here. And as your kittens run away, they're like, hey, good luck figuring out who you are. I believe in you. Bye. You just hear it like echoing down the.
I just saw a great meme that said the ancient Egyptian word for cat was Mao, M-A-U. And it was like an Egyptian guy was just walking by one time and was like, yo, what are you? And it was like, Mao. It was like, all right.
Word.
The Chinese word for cat is Mao.
Mao. We could place it in the same thing. Chinese guy's walking down the street. What are you? Now.
All right.
Sounds good.
Nailed it. That's how we name everything.
All right, I get back to Trash Animal Princess. I have some apples.
There was no
Great.
So we're gonna follow them into the stream.
Yeah? How are we going to bring the apples with us?
I hadn't thought of that.
I take the apples, I put them on the pillow, and I say, "Go to sleep."
That's smart. I'll join in.
Apple sleep.
Da, 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 da.
There is a group of pillows around you. If a
We're gonna
pillow
use them.
could look confused, it looks confused. Like they're volunteering. Like things should sleep on us for sure. But like,
Okay, pillows, you gotta dust us when we put our heads down on you. And dust Ella and Joya, please.
oh,
And these apples.
dust the apples.
Yes,
But they
please.
don't have. I mean, they're apples.
Yes, please dust them.
I reach into another pocket and I take out a marker. I draw little sleepy faces on them.
On the apples. Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. Great. All right. Well, you guys lay down and you get comfy, lay in there, and a pillow goes around and dusts all of you, including the apples. The one who's dusting the apples is like, "Look, I feel kind of silly, but I'm gonna do this." How much dust do you use for an apple? And there's like this discussion happening between several pillows, and that's what you're listening to as you fall asleep. As you like drift off, and they're like, more dust. I mean, should we be able to see the dust on the apple? They can't like inhale it. Should we rub it in a little? I don't know. Like, just sort of this argument happening about dusting apples. But you all
That's
drift.
literally the sound of my white noise machine.
It's perfect. I'll record it for you. We can release it as a ringtone. So you all fall asleep. But this time, when you wake up,
Oh, hi guys.
wake up into your dream, you are alone.
No.
And so I'm gonna talk to each of you separately. We're gonna start with Joya. You wake up and you are in the desert. It is super hot. Like sun just pounding down on you. Like you are instantly sweating. Things start your crown starts like dripping down your forehead a little bit. It's so hot.
This isn't good. I curl up in a ball.
Okay, that makes you hotter. Because all of your heat's now contained.
I jump up. I begin running, hoping that the wind cools me down.
Okay. I think Joya probably doesn't exercise a lot. This also makes you hotter. Because yeah, you're sweating, and you don't seem to be like the landscape isn't changing as you're running. You feel that you are moving forward, but everything looks the same. And then you hear drum beats.
Are they the same drum beats I heard last time?
They are. Ella, you look around yourself, and you think this is actually kind of this is a nice place. Like you're on a ship in the middle of the ocean. Like it is,
Fish
the
everywhere.
water is beautiful. Fish are leaping out, and then this figure comes around the corner, and it's a very, very thin, tall man in he's got a rain hat on, he's got a long rain slicker, and he's got a big long fishing pole.
No.
And he
Not a
starts
fisherman.
walking toward you, and then you also start hearing drum beats. The Trash Animal Princess, you wake up on the most beautifully clean, immaculate suburban street. It is so well manicured. Like, temperature is perfect. There is not a piece of garbage anywhere. It looks like all of the lawns are like exactly perfect and everything is spick and span, like almost like glistening clean everywhere. And then you hear drum beats. And Black Licorice, you look around, and there are hearts everywhere. And like balloons that say I love you. There's big things of chocolate that say Happy Valentine's Day. You're like in the middle of like if Hallmark vomited Valentine's Day into your space. And it's like getting closer and closer. And there's drum beats in the corner. And the apples are dream. No, just kidding. They're having a weird dream.
There's bananas everywhere.
It's all, it's always a nightmare because apples have never had sentience or dreams of any kind. So they're very confused. No, you actually each have woken up and there is an apple by you. Or in your pocket. It's somewhere on your person. And the drum beats are getting closer.
Are we together now? Sorry.
No,
Okay.
you're all separated.
My immediate reaction is to, I got to get out of this place.
Okay.
So I'm going to look for the pile of candy.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like no one has taken any.
Okay. I'm gonna say that's shoes because you are sort of now having to climb over there. It's like piling itself up on you.
Yeah. I roll my crown.
Okay. Seems appropriate.
Yeah. So I just take off my hat and I just start piling. I'm shoveling crappy Valentine's candy out of my way, looking for a way out.
Yeah, so you're able to you start shoveling it away and it starts weirdly yelling and trying to get up into your mouth and
Oh no!
It's like that scene from Young Sherlock Holmes where all of the donuts are
Yes!
One of my favorites.
So
gross.
they're all just shoving themselves up, and you're able to use your crown and really call on your magic to get it all behind you, and you start and you see a break, and it looks kind of like that blank space that you were in previously.
I had there.
Yeah, you can see it. So you're able to escape into it, and as you're going through, you have wrappers left on your feet because they were all trying to still climb up your body. So you have weird remnants of Valentine's Day candy on you. So you are now in the blank void that you were in previously, and you can still hear that drum beat.
Drum beat. All right.
What's happening with Trash Panda?
So, they are immediately looking for any garbage cans that they can find so that they can knock them over. And failing to find garbage cans, they're going to start digging through their bag for spray paint.
Great. So this feels like a fight roll. So give me a sword check for this.
Oh, I rolled a 1. So
Great.
Litter is hopefully here with me. I don't
Yes,
know.
he is. Yeah. Yep.
Cool.
Litter is there. So you are sort of overwhelmed by this dream, right? It's so much that you've never been in such a clean place where you couldn't even find like the tiniest scrap of trash. And so it's starting to kind of overwhelm you, and Litter starts bumping your like the back of your legs and trying to like nudge you to like herd you toward, and you start moving, and Litter moves you to this alley, and you see a single trash can right at the end of this alley, but it is a blind alley. There's no other outlet.
I'm gonna run straight for that trash can.
Great. So you go tearing in there, and you are so excited that you like crash into the trash can, and it knocks the lid off. And when you look inside, there's no trash, but there is the bottom of that trash can is like it's that blank void that you
Oh.
saw in the first dream.
So I'll head for that and grab Litter's paw.
Great. So in this scene in the TV show, the camera just sees you jump into a trash can, just bloop, and then you disappear.
Yeah.
So you have fallen into the trash can. Now you're in that void, and you look over, and Black Licorice is there.
Oh, sweet.
Let's
Salty
go
sometimes.
back
Yeah.
sometimes. So Joya, what are you doing?
I have to escape this heat. I'm gonna grab my sword and start
Okay.
digging down. Maybe
Okay.
I can get through the sand, and maybe it's cooler down there.
Great. Do a sword roll for me.
That is a 4, which is also my crown.
Great. You succeed.
Sort of
So you have this, your sword sort of starts working overtime because it's made out of little blizzards, and you were at first just like holding it by your face because it's nice
Is
and
it made out
cold.
of little blizzards or made out of little lizards?
Blizzards.
Whatever you want.
Currently blizzards, but sometimes they take the form of little lizards
Which would be great.
because they like to have fun. So yeah, so you were just like holding it up, and it was like cooling you off, but it was getting heavy, and so you kind of dropped it a little bit, and then you realized that you could dig, so you start using it to dig, and you're digging, and it's as you're digging down into the sand, you see it open up into like, you see the void of that first dream, and as you widen that thing with your sword, so that is what you've seen.
jump
Going.
in.
Jumping in.
It's got to be
Feet
colder
first?
in there than in the desert for sure.
Feet first or head first?
Head first.
Okay, so you come shooting down from above, head first, squealing in joy, and you land directly on Black Licorice.
Oh, you're so cold. Oh, this is amazing. Oh,
Yeah, it's delight. You guys are just, and we're back to hugging, but there's no bog, so that's fun. And Ella,
Yeah, go.
I was gonna say the fisherman's getting closer to you.
I'm terrified. I tried to swing a fish at him, but it's just not coming. It's not happening. I'm terrified. I can't let him have all the fish in the sea. They're mine. They're mine. And so instead of letting him get me or letting him fish, I'm gonna dive into the ocean. Like, they're all mine.
They're mine!
I don't even have to make you make a roll for that. You just throw yourself off the boat, also from above. So, Joya has just rolled off of you, Black Licorice. And then Ella comes like belly flopping in. yelling, "They're all mine!" And then she lands on you, their whole body just thunk. So you're now all together again, and most of you have fallen on black licorice.
Guys, I have an apple. I don't know where it
Weird
came from.
princess pile.
I have an apple. Do all our apples still have the sleepy faces on them?
Oh yes,
Yes.
sleepy apples. One of them might be a little smudged from rubbing against black licorice's face when you fell on them. But yeah.
I have like it looks like a little tattoo now. It's just a face
Yeah.
of a sleeping apple.
Yeah. Little shroud of apple right there.
Do we still hear the drum beat?
Oh yes. Thank you for Foleying. I appreciate that. Do a little dance.
Is it getting
You guys?
closer? Are we seeing
Do you
any?
know where it's coming from? Is it coming from a direction or is it coming from all around us?
It was hard to tell at first, but it seems like maybe it's, you're all hearing it from the same direction now. But I mean, it's kind of, blank void, so there's not like
It's like there.
right there. Yeah.
Like there.
Right.
I think we head towards it, armed with our apples.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go.
So in my head, back to the Wizard of Oz, the four of you have linked arms and are doing the
We're off to see the horrors.
yeah, but
The wonderful
like-
nightmares.
but when they're in the forest and they're like, I do believe in spooks, like they're all a little scared, but they're all hooked together and they're moving in the same direction. As you are moving, it is getting louder. It is getting closer, and now you can hear like the breath of the horse kind of breathing, and then suddenly it is in front of you, and it is real big.
Whoa!
Is that
Someone
what
else
it
can
tells
feed
you?
it. Last time I fed it, it didn't like what I fed it. So someone else should try to feed it an apple.
Are you hungry? And I guess I'll
It
hold the apple up.
shows you its fangs.
Very hungry.
This is a well. What are you using? I feel like this is a heart roll.
I feel like it is
You
a
are-
hard roll as well.
Using your caring.
Everyone needs an apple once in a while. I love to roll ones, and as I do, I roll one.
Uh-oh.
Buffy's gonna come and pick it up and take it towards.
Okay, so Fluffy grabs the apple from you. It's like on. If Fluffy had a back, it would be like on his back. And you floats up, and the horse like leans in and smells it and gets kind of a funny look on his face, like maybe he's very interested in it, and that surprises him. He like reaches out and sort of delicately takes it off the back of Fluffy and swallows it, and then like shakes like kind of all over and gets a tiny bit smaller.
Oh.
Oh.
Did anyone else see that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Smaller.
We feed the nightmare another apple.
Who's doing it?
I will.
Okay. Give me a heart roll.
I just go, make sure it's an apple.
That is a 2.
Okay. So you step forward to feed it an apple. You're very confident. You're like, yeah, this is gonna work. And you reach up with your right hand And then you look down and you see that the apple is in your left hand. And you're like, that's weird. And you look up, and in your right hand is another bag of candy corn. And you're like, oh no. Right as it like reaches forward and it eats the thing because it thinks it's gonna get a treat. And it gets very mad. Spits out the bag of candy corn very forcefully at you. It's wet and gooey. It slaps you in the face and like runs down like half chewed up candy corn.
I feel like my cartoon persona definitely is the one that takes the spit take to the face.
It's very angry. It did not get bigger, but like it's
I take the apple in my left hand and put it behind myself to hand it to Freshwater Salmon Princess.
I have two now.
Okay. Are you gonna try to feed the horse?
I look at Trash Princess and I'm like, maybe you should go first.
Okay. They head right up to the horse and hold out their apple. Sorry, apple.
Heart.
Sorry, apple.
Sorry, apple. The apple opens its little sleepy eyes and goes, "What do you mean?" And then no, I'm just kidding.
I've never had sentience before.
I roll my crown.
Okay. Tell me what happens with how you feed it to.
So,
With your Burger King paper crown?
yes, with my burger franchise paper crown, I I run up to the horse and I just kind of try and like push the apple in its mouth and keep on running.
Just like it's like a drive-by
Yep.
appling.
Yep.
You just have it up.
A drive-by appling.
Just whoo, and you go running in, and you just shove it right in the horse's mouth, and then like circle back around to your friends, and it like was getting ready to like roar, like I'm so mad about
Would you like fries with that?
Apples. Oh, this is good. And it shakes again and gets a little bit smaller.
Princess Ella is like, oh, I'm the only one with apples left. I'm gonna give it a go. So she holds one in each hand so she doesn't get mistaken. And then she goes.
She puts both of them in her left hand. And then in her pocket with her right hand. Pulls out anything.
And then she.
Also, I like that you're approaching it like this.
Yes, with the apples. And so I reach out and I try to feed it. So now.
Okay, give me a heart roll, please, ma'am. Uh-oh.
No.
So you, as you're approaching, you go.
Do you have any lessons?
Are you the D10, Ella?
Oh yeah.
Rachel, are you?
Yeah.
Because you've rolled heart many times and failed a lot, which is not supposed to happen.
So you're approaching and you're repeating to yourself, make sure you feed them the apples. Make sure you feed them the apples. Make sure you feed them the apples. And you just like every step, you're like, I got this. And make sure you feed them the apples. Make sure you feed them the apples. Somehow, when you get up to the horse, you are no longer holding the apples. Instead, you are holding a raw salmon.
Make sure to feed them the salmon.
Make sure to feed him the apples. Make sure to feed him the. And you get there and you're like, I'm doing it right. And you shove the salmon into his mouth. And he roars. Horses shouldn't roar, but he does it anyway. And the salmon goes flying away from you. And it just like yells right in your face very loudly.
I feel like now is the perfect time to get the band together.
Seems that
Yes.
way.
Oh,
Yes. Yes.
that is a phenomenal idea because obviously this is the point of the cartoon where we would sing a song about how you should eat apples
Mhm.
every day.
Yeah.
And you know, they say an apple a day keeps the horse small, and that's crazy. I don't know.
That is the saying.
The saying, as they say, an apple a day
Okay.
will keep your
Horse.
nightmare horses small.
Away.
Away.
All right, so how many lesson tokens are you all?
I have one.
I'm
I have
pretty
two.
sure I have 2.
I have 5.
Ooh.
I've learned so many lessons about apples. I know all the
One of the lessons I learned is salmons aren't apples.
that's
Salmon,
true.
the apple of the sea. Nope, that's wrong.
So you band together, literally, and you sing this joyous, upbeat #1 single. Obviously, it's going to turn into an amazing chart topper for you all. About how apples make you happy and how they're important for your health, and how if you don't have your health, you don't have anything.
Last night, an apple saved my life.
It's true. Also, did you know that apples can sleep?
I did
Which is like this weird bridge in the middle of the song about how apples can now sleep. And
Yeah, it's a weird rap breakdown in the middle
Right.
that seems like it has nothing to do with the song, and it's like sometimes apples go to sleep, they wake up in dreams, and everything's fine.
so good. You almost lost the horse on that part, but but with the big swelling crescendo at the end.
Don't say
actually-
nay, say yay for apples.
The horse shrinks down, it loses its fangs, its eyes stop glowing, and it turns into just like a regular sized horse.
What color is it?
It's it's rainbow colored.
Yes.
I
Rainbow
mean,
colored.
it's a regular sized horse. What did you expect?
Duh. It's a very fancy rainbow regular sized horse.
Hello, Mr. Horse.
Oh, hi. What are you guys doing here?
You look like you were kind of hangry before.
I was very upset. You know why I was upset? Let's
No, I
talk.
won't.
He comes clomping over.
Let's rap about environmental.
Why the long face, right?
I've never heard that joke before, ever. It's
Alex
great.
just needed everyone to know that he has kids. So
Oh, I see. Nailed it.
Lots of it.
So the horse comes over and he says, "You know, just got a little upset because, well, I've never had any good dreams ever,
Oh.
and I got real tired of all my friends telling me about these amazing dreams that they had, and like now I guess even apples are having good dreams. And like I don't ever have good dreams, and I think it's, I just, you know, it just kind of, I snapped, I guess. I started taking all the dreams.
Conspiracy.
Horse. I think
Actually, I didn't know. Did you say Horace? My name is Horace. I don't know how you knew that.
Oh no, it was you
Black
just
Animal
look
Princess
like a
is-
Horus.
Oh,
psychic.
Yeah.
That's-
Yep.
yeah.
Horse. I don't know if that's your last name, but
Obviously, I mean, yeah.
we actually gave those apples those dreams. I mean, like, we didn't do it, but the pillows did it because they have this stuff called dream dust.
Oh, I like that. Dream dust sounds cool. Is it? Okay, wait. I'm not gonna do drugs.
No, oh no.
It's not jingle
drugs.
jangle.
It's
Yeah.
better than dust.
definitely not Jingle Jangle.
Wait, do you have any pillows?
Well, I mean, that's a problem too, right? You need a very large pillow for a horse, and like,
We know a very large pillow who could probably help you out.
really?
He may be a little bogged down right now, but I'm sure he can assist you.
We do have a friend who's a pillow that would be up for the challenge of being a horse's pillow.
Yeah.
Are you sure you guys are going to help me? I mean, I did try to eat you.
We are
We've all been
delicious.
hungry,
Yeah.
That's true.
and we've all had candy corn before. We get that.
Okay.
I like it.
That's fair.
The support of Trash Animal Princess does not help me.
That's what you
That
got.
stuff is garbage.
What you
I like it.
Okay, well, I guess we should maybe get out of this void.
Hmm.
Not a
How do
lot
we get out
here.
of this?
Is there like a clapper?
Well, I don't know. I mean, to be fair, I've been here for so long, I don't know that I know how to get out.
How did
I
we get out last time? You almost got bit.
Do you want me to bite one of you? I mean, I could do. I
think
have
you
these
could probably
big
just.
teeth.
I grab Kit, and Cat, and they are currently dressed as a
Like-
tiny cowboy.
Yes.
And I put them on the horse's back and say, "Ride on the morning."
Yeah. I think that is cinematic enough that I don't even need a roll. You just like whack this horse on its hindquarters, and Horace, it like instinct takes over, and it like he rears up, and he looks majestic as hell, right? Like he just like and neighs and whinnies, and then just takes off. The cats are not happy. They are just like yowling, like the most pathetic cat noises that you can imagine. Their little cowboy hat
Little cowboy
It's
hat flies off
left
into the wind.
behind, yeah. And weirdly, as Horace is riding away from you at a great speed, you actually see like a sunset. It like materializes
Of course.
in front of him so that you can see the outline of the three cats. Like one is in the back holding on to Horace's tail, just like ah, and like there's one that has made its way up to grabbing onto its head, like the whole head just wrapped around, and then the last one actually doing pretty well in what would have been a saddle. Like I think it's Cat that's like, are you kidding? You guys are embarrassing me. Like
What kind of barn cats are you?
shame on you. And then as the sun sets, you all wake up, but it's not, you don't jerk awake. You like gently wake up, and it's like this love. You feel really refreshed and really nice, and like you're still definitely on the ground next to a bog, but like you feel like you had the best night's sleep. And then one
Are
of the
the apples still there?
apples are gone.
Okay.
And one of the pillows comes over and goes, "Hey, listen, I don't want to alarm anybody, but like this giant horse just showed up here. It's like,
Hey,
big-
Horace, come over here.
Oh, you're calling it over. Okay. The pillows know all about the dreams, so they are a little skittish around the horses. Horace comes over. He kind of picks his way through and is like, "You guys live in a mess. This is a mess." No.
This is a working dream farm.
Oh,
We are princesses, and therefore live in castles.
right. You
Vis-a-vis.
guys are all like in the real world right now. You are all covered in bog,
Yeah, that makes sense.
Oh.
real gross looking. And Horace is like, "Oh, this is a really nice place you brought me to. Thank you so
I
much.
didn't realize. I mean, we did realize that Horace was a fancy horse.
It was very fancy. Oh.
Look at all these pillows, though. Look at how there's so many, and they can all come together, and you can sleep on them, and it's comfortable. It's gonna be perfect for you.
But I mean, if I do that, I'm just gonna have more bad dreams, and then I'm gonna be really sad about it.
Can we check the carts? How are the carts looking? What are the coal and the cart things look color?
So you go over to one of the carts, and it's actually they are all still the purple and the green, but as you're looking, some of them are starting to fade back to yellow and pink.
Yay!
I turn to
Licorice.
the
No. Go.
I turn to the foreman pillow and say, "So, hazard pay?"
I mean, I ain't never been a horse's pillow before, but like, listen, if anybody could do it, right? Like,
Oh, it's
I
you.
put myself
100%. It's you.
I put myself
Poor
on the
pillow.
line here.
We'll sing songs about how
Yeah.
effective a pillow you are.
I hope that like, yeah, I can. I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try it. Make like hoist up his pillowcase. Like squares his shoulders, and he walks over and goes, "Listen, horse. I don't know how to talk to a horse. I never talked to a horse before, but listen, horse. I am the best pillow that has ever pillowed." And then he just lays himself out and takes a deep breath and is like, "In case I don't make it out of this, tell my family that I did it for them." And then Horace is like, "I don't know what that means, but okay." And then he lays down, and there's like a big cloud of dream dust. It comes out from like multiple pillows are helping with this. They all dream dust. Horace, who like sighs happily and falls asleep. And one, you look and you see that a couple of the sheep are like, we better make sure that he has really good dreams, because I mean, there's a problem. So they bring over 3 dreams to you. Like, can you help us pick which one should go to Horace?
Give him a smell.
Yeah, what do they smell like?
Okay, so there's 2 pink ones, and there is a yellow one. And the yellow one smells like a summer day. Like very early in the morning, that like really fresh post-rain smell. There's that one. Like fresh cut grass and all that. That's the yellow one. The first pink one smells like raspberry sherbet. Like the most deliciously sweet desserts that you would eat when it's very, very hot out and you want that one's gone, which is weird. I don't know what the second pink one smells like a library.
Okay, princesses, I will convey to all of my friends and bandmates what the different smells are, and then be shocked and dismayed when the raspberry summer dessert one is gone. And I say
But
our options are
all the horse wanted was to
library.
eat.
What?
All the horse wanted was to eat.
Yeah, so maybe the meadow then, because then he could
Yeah.
eat grass.
He didn't need to eat sweets.
He doesn't eat books.
Lambs eat oats. And
Tools eat
eat
oats.
oats.
We will
The
give
middleman,
him.
Ivy.
We will give him the pink. I think it was pink meadow
Yellow.
dream.
Yellow.
Yellow. The
meadow.
yellow meadow dream.
So, you guys have chosen that
I
one.
like how you worked that all out just so you can steal the library dream after no one's not looking at it.
Don't tell.
So you hand the you choose the yellow, like, summer day meadow dream, and Brad goes, we normally don't let people see the dreams be delivered, but you were so helpful. I think maybe you should see what happens when we deliver it.
Gonna ruin dreams for the rest of my life.
I was about to say, it's gonna be so horrific. None of us will ever sleep again.
And then they open your skull. No, peel your face right off. So
That's not supposed
the sheep goes over to Horace, who is laying down contentedly, and as soon as he gets near his head, the dream starts to shrink, and it gets littler and littler, and then he steps back, and it shoots up this spray of light and glitter into the sky, and spreads itself out, and now there are more stars up in the night sky.
So pretty.
And that is how a dream is delivered.
Very cute.
Wow.
So now, if you would like to clean yourselves.
Well, I always look like this.
That's fair. That's fair. It's sort of weirdly, like, enhanced trash princess. Like you have never looked better. It's chic on you. The rest of you, a little sticky. Yeah. So that has been your adventure for the evening, and you saved all of the good dreams. Thank you so much for playing.
That
Thank
was
you for running this. This
awesome.
is great.
Yes. Thank you.
That was awesome.
We
I would
just
like
got a notice that said from our good friend Josh Heek, he said that he was backing the Kickstarter to give the excellence to his nieces.
Oh, yay!
But then after watching this stream, he decided that he wants to keep it and they can play it in his house.
That's awesome.
It's even better. You know, he could buy two.
He could just buy more. He could just buy
Christmas is coming.
Christmas is coming. And it's perfectly shaped and sized for small hands.
Little hands.
and stockings.
And stockings, indeed. If I had a stocking handy, I would show you how it fits.
I mean, we all keep large decorative socks.
Yeah, is that weird? I didn't think it was weird. So since we have wrapped up, I would like to go around. I would like everyone to tell our viewing audience where they can find their musings on social media, and then we're gonna chat about 9th level's Kickstarter with
rock and roll.
about the excellence. So, who would like to go first? Oh man,
Rachel, give us a go.
Okay.
go Rachel, go.
I'm not really on social media. So I'm a plug level up dice. That's it's where I hail from. We make really cool things. I'm on the design team that we design the glyphics, which are like the little dice with the designs on them. Check us out.
Did you work on our dice?
Yeah, sort of.
We love them.
Love them. I actually have a video of Adriel literally shaking in anticipation of rolling them. Like, I can't wait to roll them.
They just look so cool.
That's
And it was fun like tweaking the colors so they matched what was on the book, and then having it all together. I'm like, oh, that's a cute set of dice.
Alex, and let's chat you. What are your socials, friend?
My socials are pretty simple. It's Alex Abrate, just two words put together on Twitter.
I mean, that's so
and
simple.
Insta.
Because everyone knows how to spell abrate. Let's just.
Abrate. It's Italian. You spell it like you say it, right?
As someone that has a Latin background, it 100% is spelled exactly like you're supposed to say it.
So if you ever want to see what the CEO of a dice company does when he's not dice company, you can follow me there as well.
And how can we follow Level Up?
At Level Up Dice on
Everywhere.
all 3 socials. Yeah,
Everywhere. Yay.
and we even have a Discord as well, which I think should pop up in the chat. With,
And this amazing Twitch channel. Thank you for having
and this
Yeah.
chat.
Which you probably know about as you are here. Maybe. Chris, how can we follow you?
So, my personal Twitter is at All Hail King Torg.
All hail King.
Our 9th level is, you can follow us pretty much on everything, is at 9th Level Games. And you can find us on our website at 9thlevel.com, which is the number 9. Everything's the number 9. Number 9, THLEVEL.
Cool.
And you can find me on Facebook. I'm on the Twitter, and if you hit me on the Twitter, I will talk to you. But the Facebook is where I like to talk. So
Cool. And Adriel?
I don't do the Instagram, but we are soon going to be doing the TikTok.
Oh, as you
Yes.
or at 9th level?
As my friend, and as Adriel talks, I'll get my friend.
Okay.
Yeah.
perfect.
Yes, I love that Chris still says the Twitter.
I'm always on Twitter.
Yeah. So yeah, as Chris said, at 9th Level Games on the everywheres, and then my personal Twitter is Reindeer B.
Cute.
So Reindeer B.
You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Pixies and Pins. Because advice I was given when I was very young was always carry in your pocket pixie dust and safety pins, because there's nothing that magic and practicality cannot fix. So,
I like that.
so pixies
That's
and
great.
pins on both of those platforms, and then also on Facebook I have an actor page that says Actor Sarah Moore, and you can find me because I am dressed like Princess Leia in the picture. So. But that's where you can find me, and I know that you have a friend right now, Chris, that you would like to show us. So let's.
This is our friend, and he is going to be on all of the media soon, especially the TikToks.
I think my favorite part is that his eyes are 2 different sizes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yes.
that is your favorite part.
We
Your name, friend.
You know, we're working on a name. I like Chief,
Jeef.
like Jeff, but with 2 E's.
Yes,
Oh.
Jeef.
Jeef. Are you a particular kind of creature, Jeef?
This is a kobold. I am a
kobolds.
I am a kobold.
Do you eat any babies?
I do. Delicious. Our first game was called Kobolds Ate My Baby, and we've been making these characters and doing stuff with these characters for 20 years.
Which is also a great game.
I recently just played Cobalt Ate My Baby for the very first time.
Oh,
Yay!
We have a group of us that play a rotating GM game, and so we get to pick which one we're gonna do. And one of our friends chose Cobalt Ate My Baby. We did that last time, and it was great.
we are working on a polymorph version of Kobold. So the next evolution of Kobolds will be to bring it to the polymorph system, and we're going to do it in a box. It's going to be card driven. Polymorph's going to be very, very fast, but still all of the great jokes and the ridiculousness of Kobold.
You
Yeah.
will be happy to know that I did not resist my kobold nature, and I did accidentally eat the baby before we got it back to the king.
It's the best way.
Perfect.
It did not go well for us, but I was very proud of myself. So
our when we first started the company 20 years ago, the joke was we were really making fun of role-playing games, and then all of a sudden we realized that we were making fun not of role-playing games, we were making fun of what you do in role-playing games, and that totally changed, and then the kobolds just took on a life of their own and became their own thing. So
I'm excited to see what you do with those adorable little puppets.
Yes, so are we. We are very, very excited to have these puppets.
Who can I ask who made the puppets? Did you guys make them?
Yes. So we actually found some people on Etsy. Let me just grab mine so I spell their username correctly. But
they are in Poland, so
Yep.
they're not in our shared native English.
They are Ewoola Craft, so EWOOLA Craft. And we had been thinking about doing this for a while, so we're like, yeah, let's look on Etsy. There's got to be puppet makers. And we looked at their previous work. We sent them some pictures of kobolds, and they were like, yes, we think that we can do this. And what we got back was far and away just like so much more amazing than we even thought it would be. And we discovered last week that they made it so their fingers can bend and stay in position. So if you need puppets, go to these people. They're great.
Like, we all could use some puppets.
Could all
Right?
use some puppets.
Everything's better with puppets.
Yeah.
I agree.
And we can't get out of here without talking about 9th Level Games Kickstarter, which just started, right? On the 20th? Is that right?
It started
Yep.
last Tuesday.
Yeah.
Okay.
It'll be a week or less. Yeah, it'll be a week tomorrow.
Yeah.
A week tomorrow, late afternoon.
Cool. And
Where?
what are you kickstarting?
That's a great question.
No.
So we are kickstarting an Excellent Princesses accessory kit. It's a princess diary, which is going to be the same size as the Excellence book. But in the diary, you'll have another adventure, 6 more example princesses, and then space for drawing and recording the character sheets for 12 of your own princesses. And then, of course, we have accessories to go with that. And if you don't have the first Excellence game, you can also get that in this Kickstarter. Some of the accessories are a Roll20 pack, which includes the Excellence Compendium and a super fun, like, sort of desktop area where there are toys to move around and character sheets. And then from our friends at Level Up Dice, these awesome 25 millimeter resin dice that are the colors of the book, and they have a crown on the crown and a paw on the one to represent your beast friend, and they're just super amazing. So I'm not excited about that at all. And then we have the aluminum dice, which are not 25 millimeter. They're how many? 18 millimeter. 16 millimeter, and those have the same font and graphics, but they are aluminum and fancy and very shiny. And then, because Level Up is awesome, they made us our very own token counter that's in the shape of a flower. And so we were really excited because we're like, this is a great way to keep track of lessons, because you all saw how bad we were at that during the game. Yeah. Yeah. It's
okay.
and there's stretch goals too, which we haven't gotten to yet. So yeah.
So
and the Kickstarter's doing well, so we're pretty excited.
What is your favorite thing about the Excellence as a game?
So the actual story of how we came up with this idea is Adriel and I both love Adventure Time, and we love She-Ra, and we love all of the very bad cartoons from the 80s and the 90s. But we both watched a whole lot of My Little Pony the first time around.
Same.
Friendship is Magic is a great show. The first one is a little hard to watch, but still watched a lot of it.
It was trash, but
Yeah.
definitely watched it. Yeah.
Definitely watched it. And I had started drawing these princesses with their little friends, and just got this idea, and we started working on it, and we tried a bunch of different game systems, and it wasn't really working because we knew that the system had to support what we were trying to do, which was make something that was diverse, that was gender fortifying, that was super approachable, and at the end of the day could support an actual game, right? Like, it's one thing to just say like, hey, we're gonna tell a story about this, but we're role players at heart, and we still want some game core in the center. And when we created the polymorph system, we realized that we had finally found the right home for it. And then Adriel really brought in Tina to do the art, and then that was like when it all just came together. And so for me, it's that synthesis point that's like, we have the right rules, we got the right look, we got the right message, we got the right time, which is always hard. And so at the end of the day, the thing that I like the best about it is when specifically a like 9 or 10-year-old sees it, and you can see in their eyes when they're like, oh my God, this is for me. And then usually they tell their parent, like, I need $15 right now. It's great. That's my favorite part.
I wanted to tell you that my daughter is about to be 15, and when she found out I was doing this, she asked if she could draw my princess. So, like, it's capturing the youths.
Yay.
Youth.
And Adriel, what is your favorite thing about the Excellence?
My favorite thing is that something that I've always found myself doing when I play other role-playing games is trying to solve the conflict in an empathetic and cooperative way that works out for all parties. And generally, most of the folks I'm playing with are like, you left the room and we killed all the owl bears. And I'm like, what the heck? So I got to make a game where really the point is to have fun with your friends and turn your conflicts into growth points. And that's kind of like what I really like about it. And I want to keep that up as we make more Awesome World games.
It's such a cool message. Like, you can solve things by caring about people.
Yeah.
It's really lovely and like especially needed right now, I think. So it's really cool, and I'm really glad that I got to be a small part of it. I really love the game. I think it's rad.
I'm super glad that you like it, Sarah. There was a point early in the game where you were like, "Oh, I think you're defending it," so roll sword, and I was like, "Yes, that's what we're trying to get across,"
Yeah.
There's a thing that I always like when someone is talking to Adriel about their experience with the game, and then they just like dance around. That's another thing that I super love about the game. It's like, oh, I'm so excited. So we super appreciate everything that you've been doing on your own to support the game. This isn't like, you got recruited into this because of what you were doing, not because of, the fact that you got Peter and Jim and Mike and a bunch of old dudes to play it at Gen Con was great for me.
That was a really interesting experience because I think that a couple of them started out a little resistant of like, this this is not the kind of game I usually play. And by the end of it, they were all like, no, but listen, everyone, we can be friends together and it'll be great. And it was really cool to like see them really embrace, like, I have this beast friend and I'm gonna use him to help me do this, and like I would solve this by just like, what happens if we just listen to this? Like, I had created this sub boss and I had created this, like, we're gonna do this big, like, the big bad guy was the bitter chef who had never won the Queen's birthday bake-off and was so bitter about it that like he stole all the sweetness from the land. And so his sous chef was like a teppanyaki chef, a teppan chef. And so I had this whole like, and there will be food flinging everywhere and all this stuff. And they got to this sub boss and they were like, what if we just listen to what he wants? And they sat down and they talked to him and he said, I want to be in charge of my own kitchen. And one of them said, well, we need someone at our kitchen. And so they just gave him a job. And that's how they got past that problem. And I was like, I think that's wonderful. As the GM, that definitely was like 45 minutes, but like,
Sure.
this is great. I'll just like, let's move on, you know?
Peter Atkinson has never played a game where it didn't take at least an hour to do something very simple.
Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah,
So.
he was wonderful to have on board. Yeah, it was very cool. Like when we sat down to play it the first time, I actually was I got it I think your first Kickstarter sent to me like 4 times because my brand is very strong.
Right.
And it's I think Sarah would really like this. And so I just people kept being like, I don't know if you've seen this yet. And I was like, oh no,
I'm on board.
I got it. Yeah, and so and then my daughter helped me put together my princess costume, which is in the colors of your book. And then like my partner is a photographer, and so he was like, well, if you're gonna do this for Gen Con, like, let's do a quick little shoot for it, and we'll, and then a friend of mine is very crafty and was like, what if I made you a GM screen crown, and like, how about, and like, she also made me a big full-size GM screen, which I used in a couple of photos and stuff recently. Like, I like this game just like brings people together. Like, they want to help with it, and I think that's super cool.
Well, that's how we got together with Level Up, because our CEO Heather brought the book over to Alex, and then like literally 20 minutes later Alex was like, okay, here's what I think we could do.
That doesn't sound like me at all.
Alex is very good for that. He's very good for that. Yeah, I think it's
we're gonna do all of these things for you. Do all of these things.
I think it's just like, I really love the idea of like, I just like not hitting things with weapons. Like, I like the feeling that you got when you were a kid and they could fix that problem in that 26-minute time slot, and you could just like, you just felt good. And like, in my brain, it's also how all of those like Thundercats like ended with a freeze frame of them laughing every episode, and like, I want that feeling with my group. Yeah.
It was all in the apple.
I know.
You guys didn't. There are 2 sentient apples left in the dream world. You didn't feed them to the horse, so now they're just 2 bumbling around in the dream world.
Dream apples.
Yikes.
They're gonna come up sometime.
They're the
Yeah.
next big boss, the big baddie.
They lost this sentient apples.
I have grown since you last saw me.
So what is the link to your Kickstarter? Is it easy?
The easiest thing to do is to go to Kickstarter and just type in The Excellence. Or I believe we might still be on the first page. One of the nice things is this is our 11th Kickstarter.
Fancy.
Yeah, it's a little crazy. I'm sorry, I was just seeing if we're still on the front page.
I'm gonna put it in the Twitch chat. I hope.
I need to disappear.
that
I'm
was
terribly
your
sorry.
Great,
Oh.
it's already in there.
Oh,
Hopefully I'll be back.
Okay.
Okay.
Bye, Alex.
thank
Hi,
you,
Alex.
Alex.
Love
Thank
you,
you.
One of the things on Kickstarter that I always love is the near me feature,
Mm-hmm.
which when you are running a Kickstarter, your usually almost always shows up because surprise, it's near you.
Weird that it would be so close.
Weird. This product's in my zip code. That doesn't make any sense at all.
Oh.
I always love that Kickstarter's near you because when Kickstarter first started, it was all there's lots of like local art projects and like music things,
Yeah.
and now it's always like project near you, industrial pylons for the next level of scientific research. You're like, I don't care.
No. Show me the little cool stuff.
I need a patch about being a queer werewolf. That's what I need.
Oh wait.
So.
That's fair.
But I mean, on Kickstarter, you know, you can search it. One of the nice things is this is a pretty searchable thing. The big thing is that it's the excellence, EXCELLENTS, not ENCE. That's the joke.
And it's in the link is in the Twitch.
Oh, awesome!
Yeah.
Every time I went to the Twitch, it was just a picture of Sarah.
Oh, it's been going.
I don't, you know,
Yeah.
the internet. Who can control it?
The internet. Rachel, this was your first time playing the Excellence.
Yes.
What did you find was the coolest thing about the game for you as a player?
The fact that I don't have to lug around like a sack full of dice. You know, the fact that it was just one.
Yeah.
Like that was really cool. And at first, I wasn't sure about the whole princess thing. I was like, oh, it's all pink, it's whatever. I don't own a pink shirt. Guess what was given to me? But I think
Someone had to give you a salmon-colored thing for this specifically. That's great. The closest thing I have to pink is salmon.
Yes. But you know, I was like, as I was filling out the Princess Diary, Princess Diary, I was like, oh, I'm really like feeling this character, and it's like,
I made it back.
Oh, hello.
Yay, welcome.
And I think I had drawn something to go here, but I was like, that's not going to be good enough. I can't draw. So when
I
Safi,
think
our
your teddy
artist,
bear looks pretty good.
thank you. But when Safi, our artist, came back with this, I was like, you know what? I'm feeling it now. You know, like everyone wants to be a princess at some point in their life, and
For sure.
I'm a princess now.
You totally
We can
are.
all be princesses, right? That's like the tagline, and it's an important message. We tell this story sometimes. We had a retail shop come up to us one time because the Excellence has done very well in game retail and continues to do it because it's got a low price point. It's very it's an easy buy, but also more importantly, it's speaking to a different demographic, right?
Mhm.
That's really was always our goal, but you know the store owner said, "Oh, do you have one for boys?" And we were like, "Yes, this
that one."
And there's a great joke. I know Adriel's heard it before, but it's one that Heather tells all the time from the show. Is it called Contessa? What's it called? It's a bunch of comedians, and she's like,
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
how will the women know this is for them? Oh, we can make it pink. That sounds good. But how will women know it's for them? I love pink. I love bright colors. When we were doing the video, Adriel was like, "Yeah, I'll do the talking. You do the you do the glow up, you know?
Yeah, because I'm not a pink skirt wearing princess. I'm the trash animal princess of our group.
Wonderful.
You know, so I mean, really being able to bring all those things together, you know, and to tell that story, which is he, she, they, you can be a princess. Being a princess is a state of mind. It's not a it's just that's the core of what we at ninth level are trying to do, even though a lot of our games don't necessarily feel that way. I mean, I guess it's coming more and more to the forefront, but you know, we spent a lot of time trying to get to this point so that we could do that, and we're excited that, you know, everyone that wants to be a princess can pick up a copy right now on Kickstarter.
Right now. We will wait.
Right now.
Go to Kickstarter right now and put in your order. Alex,
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you.
Sorry, we had a pool guy come and it was a mess, but it's all good now.
That's okay. Sorry, I was just wondering what your favorite part about the Excellence is.
Well, my favorite part is that it's for everyone. I have yet to introduce someone to it who, not after about 15, 20 minutes of realizing how much fun it is, didn't get involved.
Mm-hmm.
You know, purple's my favorite color, so that it usually attracts me. In fact, my 3-year-old, his favorite color currently is pink. So, you know, I know you guys were talking a bit before about, you know, is pink a woman's color, etc. I think we're getting to the stage now in our own socioeconomic environment where we're breaking a lot of these norms, and this is a classic example of an RPG that breaks those norms as well. There's it was interesting. We're doing a review of people who are buying RPGs over the last 5 years, and D&D was hugely strong for the first 3-4 years. It's the introductory piece, but we've noticed in the last 6 to 12 months, people are now going, "What's different? What can we do that's not just D&D? Let's explore the rest of this whole world." And you know, the X itself lets you create this whole completely different environment. I always look at it as the what was the car racing game in Wreck-It Ralph? The Candy Crush.
Oh yeah,
Racing
Candy,
game.
Sugar Rush.
Sugar Rush.
Rush.
Sugar Rush was like, I loved in the movie the Sugar Rush environment, and this sort of gives me that feel the whole time, which is really cool.
Yeah. Cool.
And very specifically, I hope the feeling of Sarah Silverman in that, which is what we're going for.
So
Oh,
good
for
in it.
sure. I mean, she's probably the perfect princess.
Well, and I think that she is a perfect example of literally anyone can be a princess.
Right.
Yeah.
In the second Wreck-It Ralph movie, which was but the scene where she's in the room with all the other princesses,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
that was worth the price of admission for me.
Wonderful.
Oh, really? Tell me more.
Well, everybody, thank you so much for playing. Thanks for letting me lead you through this joyful event.
Thank you, Sarah.
And thank you, everyone, for watching. And you should all go back the Kickstarter and then back the next game that they do and add infinitum. Keep throwing your money at these people who are making games that the world needs right now. So thank you so much.
Thanks, Sarah.
Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, now we're all going to do unprincess-like things.
Everything is princessy.
That's fair.